West side, compo, let's it's him. It's him, compo, let's compo, let's west side, compo, let's west side, compo, let's west side, compo, let's S-U-R-E-N-O, compo, S-U-R-E-N-o. If don't know now, you know K-A-M-P-O-L-E-R-O. Compo, S-U-R-E-N-o. Tonight is definitely a late night. Compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's
Radio. Tonight is definitely a late night. What's up, homies? What's up to everybody out there? What's up to my subscribers, to my haters, the trolls, all of the above? Much love and respect goes out to all of y'all for watching. I'm gonna tell you a twisted little story that happened to me, and I don't even know what to call it, to tell you the truth. I'll let you guys figure it out. It's I don't know. Let me just jump right into it. All right. Me and my girl used to live at this one spot, my homie spot, and he used to serve, you know what I mean? You know, hustle, you know, some whoop-de-whoops and this and that, and some Skittles and, you know, stuff. Some of the stuff that makes you wake up and go real fast, you know, that stuff. And, well, I used to deal with the same people. I didn't like meeting new people. I was like, they'd always people come up like, hey, fool, you want to meet? I was like, nah, I'm good, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to meet nobody new, you know? But one day, this one cat that I knew, I couldn't really vouch for him, but he was cool, I guess. And I don't know what the fuck, he talked me into it. One day, this one guy that I used to serve to, he showed up, right? And he's like, hey, there's this one cat, he's cool as fuck, I want you to meet him. And I was like, I don't really want to meet no new people. And he's like, nah, it's cool, man. He don't have a plug and shit like that, you know what I mean? And I'm like, mind you, this is a long time ago. This is not me now. Now back into the story. So what happened was, he tells I go, fuck it, bring him up, bring him. So he brings some white boy, right? And this white boy, I'm gonna call him Speedy, because I really don't want to talk about the name and shit like that. But anyways, this white boy comes and I meet him, and he's very impressionable. I liked him right away. He was so cool that I whatever red flags were popping up, I was overlooking them, because I just thought we just clicked. He was cool. I mean, as far as he's that type of personality that he can win over anybody, pretty much. Well, what was weird about him is he wasn't a part of any circle that I knew, and I'm wondering if he used to be some big old plug, and now he's not. Now he can't even get work. That's a red flag right there. But he just needed someone, and I was like, and I even asked him about that. I was like, well, what's your story, bro? And then he basically just broke it down to like something between him and his people, like some, I don't know, some beef or something. That was some bullshit ass story, you know what I mean? But he's real cool. And I don't know why I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I shouldn't have, but I did. And I just basically told him, if you like, you know, if something comes up, bro, you know. And I couldn't even really run a make on him and shit, because he wasn't from like around here, and that's another red flag, right? But and he was white boy like a whole different circle. But whatever it was, his story was real good, so I'll give you that, and I'll give him that. So anyways, we start working together and stuff, and we kind of partner up, right? And it's good for a while. I mean, for a while it's good. Like I don't know, it was. For doing that kind of life, it was kind of great. You know what I mean? It was a lot of fun. Started to make money. We were teamed up. Then he had his people out of mine, and we were partners though. And the one thing that he didn't have was plugs. because even though we're like partners, I never told him who my plugs were. And I had one in the Valley, and I had one in Palmdale. You know what I mean? And well, we did our thing, you know. And but every once in a while, he'd ask me like, "Hey, who your plug? Like, hey, introduce me to the plug." And I'd be like, "Nah, no, why?" You know. And he's like, "Oh, no, just, you know, we're partners and shit." And I was like, "Well, so what? Do you have any problem with what's been going on? I mean, you're getting your money's worth, and you know, what I'm trying to say, you know." He's like, "Oh, nothing. I just wanted to meet him. You know, I figured since we're partners." I was like, "Well, don't worry about it." And I would never fucking. He knew that that I would drive to the Valley or San Fernando Valley, or I'd be kind of local. That's all he knew. But every time he asked, he used to kind of weird me out. I'd be like, "What is the point? Why do you need to? It's a need to know basis." You know what I mean? And so then he would you chill out for a little bit. Well, all of a sudden, shit started happening, and like people started getting busted and shit around me, and I was like, "Damn, what the fuck," you know? And well, things just started getting real weird, we'll say. And what ended up happening was I called up one of my boys. He's out in he's in Oklahoma right now, but he's a master of the game. You know what I mean? And I call him up, and I look up to this cat, and he calls me when he needs help in other ways, and when I need advice or certain like plugs or whatever, I call him. You know, he owns like a weed warehouse and does all kinds of shit, we'll just say. That's my boy, my Perito Wow. Anyways, I call him up one day and I said, "Hey, this is going on, and I'm starting, you know, I'm tripping out, you know what I mean? And what do you suggest I do?" And he said, do you have any idea of who it might be, or this and that, or what's going on? I said, "No, I don't know. I'm starting to feel kind of like, I don't know, you know?" And he says, "Well, how much work you got left?" And I told him whatever the amount was, you know. And he goes, "All right, and how much money you got in your pocket?" And I told him the amount. And then he said, "Cool. Quit, stop, it's done, you're done." And I was like, "Well, what are you talking about?" He said, "You're done. Just stop. Fuck everybody. Do you owe anybody?" I said, "No, I don't owe anybody anything." He said, "All right, cool. Make your calls, and the people who call you just say, 'Hey, you know what? Me and my lady were getting serious,' or whatever you come up with. I found God, something, you know what I mean? And I'm out the game. I'm not doing it no more." You know what I mean? And I go, "Just like that." He goes, "Just like that." I go, "What's the point?" He goes, "Sit back and just watch what happens." So I did that. And when I did that, sure enough, people around me started getting pop, like not pop, but like put in jail, and just, it's like the whole circle was just fading out, and it was like crazy. And then my partner, that dude was like, he hit a point where he was starting to panic though, because I could still like get something for him, but I was out the game, right? Well, one day he was begging me and shit. He's like, "Can you do it once? Can you just that's all I need. Could you just, you know, whatever, you know what I mean, just do something one time and whatever." And I go, "All right, fuck it." So I arranged to meet with the guy, the Palmdale cat, right? And when I arranged to meet with him, this guy was with me, but he still don't know who he is, right? Don't know nothing about him. The dude introduced himself, and I told the dude, "Hey, check it out. I got the dude I work with, or my partner. Even though I'm done, but he's like, that's cool, whatever." But I was like, "Just, it's a one-time thing." And he goes, "All right." So we meet up. When we meet up, my partner, dude, ex-partner, he starts talking to my plug, the one out here, or one out in Palmdale, and just like, "Hey, just real fast, do. Like, and that dude tells me, he's like, "Hey, if you have a problem with me getting exchanging numbers with him so I can work with him." And I said, "Honestly, I kind of do, you know what I mean? And he goes, well, what do you mean? And they're all shocked that I said that. I said, nah, man. Look, bro. I said, I just don't want, I'm not trying to co-sign for anybody, because for whatever. And then the dude I was partnering with, he's like, oh, all hurt and shit. He's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think I'm doing? And I go, no, not even that. I know me. I trust me. And not that I don't trust you, fool. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want it to fall back on me, anything. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, I understand. And I ended up telling that dude on the low, I forgot how I got that. I did get a moment to talk along with my plug, at the time, without the guy being there. I don't remember how or what it was. I don't know if he got a phone call. He got a phone call or something. And he kind of walked away. And I told my plug, I said, hey, check it out, bro. There's some red flags about this guy, and I don't think it's a good idea for you to exchange numbers and hook up with them, you know. But you're a grown man, you can do what you want, but I don't suggest it. And this guy was like, no, he's cool as fuck. He won him over just like this fool won me over, you know. And then I was like, like I told you, it has nothing. He goes, no, I understand, it doesn't do it to you. I get it. So they exchanged numbers, and I'm like, fuck. And it took one fucking meeting. They met up for a certain amount, whatever. But I knew it was going down. As a matter of fact, my partner had owed me money or something at the time. And that had something to do with it. I can't quite remember exactly the situation. All I know is when they met up, as soon as they, parted ways, fucking cops swooped on my old plug. Boom, busted him, right? And then then he gets parole. Well, when he got parole, why did I say parole? Fucking dumb. He gets bail. He got parole. No, he got bail, right? So when he got bail, I got a call from this cat, and he's like, hey, man, what the fuck? Where's that fool at? You know, I think he set me up, this and that. And I'm like, what happened? And he told me his story, whatever the story was. And I was like, fuck, let me call this guy. And then I call him, and he don't answer. And I call him, and he don't answer. And I call, and he don't answer. And I'm thinking, that's weird, you know. Then I look him up on the computer, his name, and he's not in jail. He hasn't been arrested. My plug has, but he hasn't. And I'm like, that's weird. Why isn't he answering all of a sudden? So I tell my lady, I was like, hey, let's go to his house. Fuck it. So we drive up to his house, and we go to his house, and banging on the door. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. And there's no answer. And I'm thinking maybe he's hibernating. It happens sometimes. You know, he sleeps for a couple of days or whatever. And I'm like, fuck. And then I go, but his car was there. That's the crazy thing. His car was there. But he's not answering. I'm like, well, I know how to get in his house from the back, because the back door was never, because I've been there enough times that he never locked the back door. And so that we could get in through the back. I'm not getting in to do nothing foul. I'm getting in to wake him up, see what the fuck's been going on, what's going on, you know? So when I go up to look, and I go to look inside of his car, there's a fucking, I swear to God, on the passenger seat, there was his wallet. There was his wallet, a pack of condoms, and some like underwear and shit, some like panties, women's underwear. Like what the fuck? You know, that's weird. And what else? Well, that was the main shit. But his wallet, you know what I mean? And I was like, that's crazy. And I went to check the door, and it was unlocked. But then I heard, hello, hey, excuse me. Fucking this nosy ass fucking bitch neighbor. I forgot about her. The neighbor. She's one of them, you know, them nosy neighbors, right? And she's kind of a fucking bitch. I knew that if I wanted to get anything out of her, or get her away or whatever the hell, I had to be smart about it. So when she came, she goes, excuse me, can I help you? And I go, yeah, man. I was like, fuck. This fucking guy, so-and-so, you know what I mean? We'll call him Speedy. fucking Speedy over here. He's I gave him. I just bought him some dog food for the dogs because those dogs, he never feeds those dogs. I love them dogs, and because he had dogs, right? And I'm bullshitting out my ass. I go, I fucking love them, and they're barking. All right, fuck, my phone's tripping. Shit, I don't know why I was doing this shit again. Anyways, my apologies. Back to the story. So what happened was I had to come up with something quick. So I started talking about the dogs, right? I was like, I told her out of nowhere, I don't even know where I came up with this. I told the lady, I was like, hey, I go, yeah, those dogs, they like, I gave so-and-so dog food for them dogs because he never feeds them, and it pisses me off because, man, I'm a dog lover. I don't know about you, but he's always just poor things, you know what I mean? So I came over here to check to see if them dogs had been eaten. That's why I was looking over the gate, and but he's not even answering his door. Do you know why? And right then, her whole everything changed. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh yeah, oh man, that guy, he's so irresponsible. I'm sure he neglects some dogs all the time. And she was all like being all open with me. I was like, cool, you know what I mean? I go, that's the only reason. She goes, yeah, you go ahead and you jump the fence and you can feed the dogs. That's fine, I understand. But if you're looking for we'll call him Speedy. If you're looking for Speedy, you're not going to find him. He's not there. That's why you're knocking and he's not answering. And I'm like, well, maybe he's asleep. He does that. She goes, oh, no, he's not asleep. He's not even home. He hasn't been home for a couple of days. And I'm like, well, how do you know? Like, what the fuck are you telling me, bitch? And she's like, oh no, she goes, it was the strangest thing. She said, and I swear to God, oh God, this is what she tells me. She said, well, I was out here, I'm just watering my lawn and messing with my flowers and shit. And I see Speedy, or him, what's called Speedy. he pulls in his car, and then he jumps out of his car, and then a police car pulls up, and then he does something, throws something inside the car, closes the door, and then he walks up to the cop car, opens up the back door, and he jumps inside, and they drive away. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Are you serious? Are you shitting me? I go, could you say that again? And she goes, what? Well, I understand. And I go, I don't know if I understood you, if I heard you right. Are you saying that cops came and they like impounded, they pulled up his car, like the cop dropped his car off and he was in the back of the cop car? She said, no. He drove by himself, pulled into this to the driveway, got out of his car, closed the door, and then a black and white pulls up and he smiles, and the other guy smiles. He walks to the cop car and he jumps in and they drive away. I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking nuts. Oh wow, that's the crazy shit. And she goes, I don't know why that was, but she goes, all kinds of funny shit be happening right here. I'm like, yeah, oh fuck, well thank you for your help. So I go, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna feed the dogs, right? She goes, all right. I jumped the fence. I don't feed no fucking dogs. Fuck them dogs. Well, I don't mean it like that. I'm not saying I don't like dogs and shit, but that's what I mean it before everybody fucking freaks out and shit. Oh my God, he's a dog hater. No, I'm not. But what I mean by that is they weren't really starving. There was no food. I made all this shit up to the lady. But you see, so I take the F them dogs back. But fuck them dogs. That wasn't the point. The point is, what happened was, chip out. So I jumped back over, and my girl's right there. She's like, what the fuck? And I go, I know when the lady, she walked in the house or something, I went out, opened up the car door because it wasn't locked. And she goes, well, what the fuck is shit? And I go and I grab his wallet. When I grab his wallet, we jump in the car, and I go, she goes, what? Go to like Kinko's or Kinko's Copies or one of them fucking places that have copies, Office Depot or some shit. I don't remember which one. And we go, and we just ran in there. We were in a hurry, I didn't know how long I had. Went in there, I opened his wallet up and took out every single fucking item in his wallet, every picture, every paper. I didn't look at it, I didn't read it, I just copied it. Just front and back, front and back, front and back. And then each piece that I took out, I put it back in the exact same place that I got it out, and went through his whole wallet, everything. And then once I did that, we drove back to his house, and I fucking threw his wallet back on the same spot that he left it, and I closed the door, and I left it unlocked like he did. We drove back to our spot, and I continued to call him for, you know, the rest of the day or however long it was, you know, and because it's been a couple of days or something. It was, I didn't hear from him, and but I had all kinds of info now. I had some shit that I didn't know. I had some shit that he don't want me to know, and whatever, you know. And then so the plot thickens. Next thing you know, I've blown his phone up and shit, whatever. I didn't, but he didn't call me back until I called his mom. Stay tuned for next. No, I'm just playing. Okay, yeah, his mom's number, who he said had told me some crazy story about. You know what I mean? Something about like his mom passed away and this and that, or his kids live with his mom. I found all this shit out through his wallet, and he hasn't seen his kids in so long or whatever, and so it's all bullshit, right? So I called his mom and I said, I'm looking for your son, so and so. Could you let him know that Anthony called, or Mouse called, or Campolero? But I'm not Campolero, you know, that's not my nickname. Let him know that he knew me as Anthony. As Anthony called, and as soon as I called her, she's like, I swear, I haven't seen him. I don't know I think you got the wrong number. She's playing all stupid and shit. I said, lady, tell him that Anthony called. This nigga, excuse me, this ninja. I don't even know why I said that. See, hanging around fucking certain people. Shit. This dude called me back instantly. As soon as I hung up the phone, it was ringing already. He said, "Hey, what's up? Why'd you call my mom?" I said, we need to talk, bro." And then he's like, I said, "Where you at? Where you been at?" He goes, "Oh, I got busted. I was in jail." I was, "That right?" It's funny because I looked him up. He wasn't in there. But I didn't tell him that. And I'm like, "Was that right?" "Oh shit, why? What happened?" Because I don't know. I go, "You hear what happened to the plug?" He's like, "Man." He's like, "Well, no, something, but what happened?" And I was like, "Well, you weren't with him because he was in jail." He's like, "Oh no, I didn't know." And I go, "Well, where are you at now?" He goes, "Well, I'm walking, man, and they let me go. I'm an OR or whatever the fuck story he gave me, and I'm real tired and I'm hungry right now." I said, "Where you at? I'll go pick you up." And he's like, no. He's like, "No, my ladies come in and shit," and he goes, "Cool." I go, I need to talk to you. I'll meet you at your house, right? And I know he was in some trouble though, because one thing he did do was he started fucking with the Sinaloas. I forgot about that. And he was in a little bit of a bind, because when I bailed out on him, he didn't know what to do. Well, he's lying to them fools too. Well, right? So, that's another part. So, I told him, I was like, "Hey, so when you're not going home?" He goes, "Nah, I'm going to be at my lady's for a couple of days out in wherever the fuck she lived. And you know, I just got a lot on my mind. But I talked to him, when are you going to be home?" He goes, "I'll be home probably in a couple of days." And at this point, I told my lady, get the car. So we get in the car while I'm talking to him. And she's like, "What?" I'm like, drive to his house. So, but I don't say it where he can hear it, of course. So she's already headed toward his house while I'm talking to him. And he's telling me like just that he ain't home. He ain't going to be home for like a day or two because he's going to be at his ladies, blah, blah, blah. And then we start talking about like money and this and that. Pull up in front of his house, and I'm looking at this fool because he's got his kitchen window open, and he's with he had some girl in there, might have been his lady, I don't know, and they're in there just scrambling, doing whatever they're doing, and I'm looking right at him, and I'm telling him, so when are you gonna be home? He's like, "Man, I'll be home tomorrow." "So you're not home now?" "No." I go, "That's funny. Why don't you open your door, because I'm out front, fool." And then he just got quiet, and he opens his door, and I had a bottle of Fireball with me, and I told him, "We need to talk, bro." And so he was shaking and shit, and we sat down, and I said, "You better start talking real quick." And then I told him what I know. I told him that you drove away in a cop car, you never gave you up, and blah 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 blah. You need to talk real fucking quick. And he did. He told me some crazy story about that I guess he was in debt or something to some white dudes and blah, 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 and that they came to get money from his house, and they ended up, I don't know, he opened the door, they're like, give me the money. He's like, hold on, I'll go give it to you a little bit. My family's here, and the dude didn't care, and I guess they rushed in, and he started like scrapping with one of them, but I guess there's like 3 of them, but scrapping with like one of them, and the fight went from inside to outside, and when they're outside, one of the homies from Duarte, he knows this guy, that crossed the street, another Duarte, because he did confirm this story, I guess, and he came running, because I guess the dude was whooping, we'll call him Speedy's ass, you know, and then my partner was getting his ass kicked, but now he's my partner. Well, the homie came running across the street because that's his neighbor, and I guess he started fucking up the dude that was fucking up the one that was my partner, right? And after he got it whooped his ass enough, then he gave that dude, we'll call Speedy, then he gave Speedy another chance. He's like, get him now, fool. He's like, he's already fucked him up for you. So they went at it again, and it went how it went. And well, while this was happening, the girlfriend, she like, I guess she ended up like, because they're in the house boxing and all that, and his kid and all that. Well, she called the police. Well, cops show up, and when they go and they grabbed them dudes and they searched them, and I guess they had guns in the car, and when they were there to whoop his ass or whatever, and do whatever else, and so they took them all to jail, like 3 of them, right? These 3 white boys, and I guess they made, I guess where he fucked up was he got to understand, because he said apparently he was forced to testify, supposedly. I don't know how you get forced to do anything, but something about his kids or something. I don't fucking care. You don't never fucking, but I guess he got on stand, and all he said is like nothing, supposedly. He just was like, yeah, that was them, or some dumb shit, that it was his lady that made the call and all, because she's more square and all that shit, whatever story. And I'm like sitting there like, wow, you know what I mean? I think you could have told me this before, you know what I mean? And then he seen me with it, and I was debating. I don't know. I didn't know if I was gonna take that fool out right there or what. You know what I mean? And I was ready for it. And he started talking again. He's like, hey, and he was shaking. Get a drink of that Fireball, and drink the Fireball. And after that, basically, I was like, you know what? Look, we're gonna go our separate ways and shit. But if I ever hear anything that one of my people, like a homie or anything, goes down and gets arrested because of your ass, just don't let it happen. He goes, no, it won't happen. It won't happen. Well, we parted ways, and after that, like I heard some funny shit, but then I know he got in debt with Sinaloa, and then I heard he got busted. I never seen him again. We'll just say that. And I never seen him again. And I ended up it got real hot over there. So me and my girl, we took off out of state, and we were gone for a while. And that's a whole nother story. So with that, I'm gonna end that, and maybe there's another part to it, but we'll just leave that for that. So without further ado, whatever the hell, shout out to everybody, to my subscribers. It's going up, man. I need them. I need it. I want to hit that 1,000. I'll go live. I swear. Anyways, thank you to everybody. I'm gonna cut this one short. I don't know if it's been short, but anyways, you know the routine. Radio tonight is definitely a late night. Dale gas.